Have you ever wondered why Q1 journal reviewers and editors reject up to 80 or even 90% of submitted papers? This new groundbreaking AI research tool allows you to literally get into the reviewer's mind and know exactly what it is that they want from you in your next paper, so that you can almost guarantee that you will get it published in that Q1 journal. And I say almost guarantee because our clients had a 95% acceptance rate in Q1 journals last year. Like Nicole Steller, whose paper got published in a top 3% journal listed on Scopus in finance. So the way we do that and the way we read reviewers' mind is we're going to use Gemini to create a custom gem, what on ChatGPT is known as a custom GPT. It's basically a dedicated specialized agent, right, that allows you to do certain things. And in our case, that specialized agent is going to act as a peer reviewer for a specific journal. And we're going to give it all the knowledge that it needs from that journal, the submission guidelines. We're going to give it the model papers from that journal. We're going to give it our papers. It knows exactly as well how a peer reviewer thinks, so then we can prevent most of the problems that peer reviewers will spot before we even submit that paper. So that then when you submit it, you will just get probably minor revisions. Like the last paper that I submitted, I got 1 page of reviewer comments, literally 1 page. And it took me about 5 to 6 hours to respond to those comments. And that paper will soon be published in a Q1 journal. So let's dive right in. So what you want to do is create an account on Gemini if you don't have it. If you're using ChatGPT or Claude, there's probably a way of creating the custom agent like this on those tools as well. So I created it already here. It's called AI Peer Reviewer. I'll show you first of all how it actually works, and then I'll give you the detailed prompt as well, which you can basically copy and paste if you want to use ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, or adjust that prompt to your own purposes. But let's just see how well it actually works. So first of all, right, we just start the interaction. We say, help me improve my paper. Okay, and then it says, hello, I'm the AI peer reviewer. I specialize in providing rigorous high-level critiques and da-da-da. To get us started, could you please tell me which journal you're planning to submit the paper and upload the official submission guidelines? So this is a crucial first step because we need to give this AI bot the knowledge that the peer reviewer already has. Okay. Otherwise, you will just get some random generic comments and hallucinations, okay? And the reason why you get them is not the fault of AI. It's just the fault that your own fault, because you haven't really given it the knowledge that it needs to have, right? So we're going to then submit the guidelines. So you basically go to the journal's website. So my target journal in that case was Applied Linguistics, which is a top 1% journal. And usually those journal guidelines can be found somewhere under submission section or about journal, right? So you've got author guidelines in here, okay? And then, you know, you just want to copy and paste all of it, put it in another Word document, or just copy and paste it straight to Gemini, right? And get as much as possible out of those guidelines. Okay, so we copied and pasted them here, okay? Now what the bot is programmed to do is to actually, based on those guidelines, is to distill basically how papers look like in this journal. And that's what it does here, right? It's got to have identifiable relevance to real world institutional practices, the word limit, you know, the referencing and so on, right? The next step that the bot is programmed to take is to read 5 model papers, right? You could change it to like 10, 20, probably the more you give it, the better. That said, you know, that there's a limit to how much information it can process. I probably wouldn't go crazy and wouldn't go like read 100 papers from that journal, because it's going to take you a long time as well to download them. Probably go 5 to 10 maximum. Even in here, I just uploaded 3 and it was still fine, right? So what I do is I'll just go to the journal and I will search for articles that are related to my topic and use a similar methodology, because you don't want to just upload random papers, you know, because a journal like this will have hundreds, if not thousands, of papers that you could upload. So you want to be very specific. So find papers that are similar to your topic and find papers that use a similar methodology, study design, whatever, right? Because then the bot will be working with very similar papers and you'll get even better comments, right? So you go here, you download the article in a PDF format, okay? And then you upload it to the bot. And then what the bot is programmed to do is to read those papers in depth and prepare an analysis of the journal conventions and style based on those papers, right? And you can see how detailed this is, right? All papers provide highly detailed participant demographics, often comparing sample data to national census or data representativeness, right? And you have the link to where it actually got that from. You know, what are the sources? How did it get that information? So it's also programmed to give you not just the conventions, but the reasons for those conventions, so we can check that it's not hallucinating, right? And in this case, I can see that it's definitely not hallucinating. So look at how detailed this is, okay? And that straight away can give you ideas on what to correct with your paper. Okay, but we obviously go further than that. Well, then the bot will ask you to upload your paper, okay, and then it will ask you which areas you would like to focus on. You can just tell it to focus on everything, but you probably know from previous, peer reviews that you have certain problems, like maybe you tend not to highlight the novelty of your study, or maybe the findings are not presented correctly, or maybe there is a lack of coherent story, or whatever, right? You should know what these problems are that you often face in paper. So you can tell it to be very specific. Are you ready to implement these strategies to publish research papers in high impact journals in your discipline? Are you a professor, a researcher, or a PhD student who would really like to advance their career and make a really big contribution to the field by publishing more papers in better journals while actually working less and enjoying the whole process? Then I've got really good news for you. I've just opened some slots in my calendar and you can book a free one-to-one consultation with me where we'll dive deeper and identify the specific challenge and bottleneck that is blocking you from achieving your full potential. And then we'll also clarify your goals. And then at the end, I'll outline an action plan for you that will help you to achieve all your academic goals, publish more papers, and advance your career. If this sounds like something that you want to do, book the free one-to-one consultation right now. The link is in the description of this video. So I uploaded the manuscript here, okay? I didn't give it further instructions in my specific case, okay? And then it gave me feedback, right? It starts with an overall feedback, and then it gives me much more specific feedback. For example, right? It really points to things that a reviewer will probably likely point out. So I might as well address this. So it's pointing out to a limitation in my study, okay? Right? I need to change the referencing style and stuff like this. So you can see like it's giving quite a lot of specific comments in here. This was already a very good paper, so it doesn't give that much, but there are still things that I definitely need to improve. I think that, that limitation is a big one. Like reviewers will definitely flag it. Obviously the referencing style, I didn't notice I have to use a different referencing style. The abstract, for example, is too long, and so on. Okay, so there's a lot in here that I can improve. Okay, what I like about this as well is that it actually provides reasoning why this change should be made very often. Okay, so you know why. It kind of links back as well to the journal conventions we created and stuff like this, right? And then you can ask it to rewrite those specific sections. What I did here instead was first to cut the abstract to 175 words, and then it did that for me. Draft abstract 167 words, right? And then I can just take it, adapt it slightly, and I'm ready to go. Okay, and then it also shows why it actually works. So it doesn't just give you the abstract, you can see what it did and why it did it and so on, right? Then we can rewrite the methodology and so on to address the interrelated reliability issues I mentioned in my review, okay? So like this is literally a window to the reviewer's mind so that you know what they will be thinking about when reading your paper, and you can improve your paper before it gets to the reviewer to give you a really high acceptance rate. And this is just one example of a chatbot that we've built at Published Researcher. We've basically built an army of AI research bots that automate almost every single part of your research journey ethically, guaranteeing that you'll publish 3 or more Q1 papers in the next 12 months. If you want to find out more about how Published Researcher works and work directly with me and my team, there's a link somewhere in the description. You can click on it. There'll be a video explaining everything. And if you feel it's the right fit, you could also book a free one-to-one consultation where we can chat further about how to implement this in your current research process, right? So what I will point out here as the last thing really is that it's not about the AI tool itself. So don't now go chasing the next fancy AI tool? Is Gemini better than Claude, or maybe ChatGPT is better? And then you're going to be testing them. Like, that's not what this is about. What you need to focus on is prompts, okay? How was this bot actually created? Well, let's go into the edit function in here, and let me show you how it works on the inside in here, okay? So you actually see what's going on in the brain of this AI peer reviewer, okay? So first of all, you need to divide that prompt into several sections because it's pretty complicated, right? So first we've got purpose. So this creates a persona for the bot. Like, it tells it exactly how it should act. And then the goals, like what is the main task that this bot should carry out? So there's the task. And then there's the overall direction. I want the bot to give me one piece of instruction at a time. Because otherwise, like, what might happen is that it will just tell you to do 10 things, right? I want it more to be interaction, as you saw in that particular example, right? I can tell it how to focus the review, right? What tone I wanted to use. Do I want it to be very positive? Do I want it to be very critical, and so on, right? How do I want the information to be presented? In this case, it's clear itemized bullet points, right? I could tell it to write paragraphs. I could tell it to create a table. Options are limitless in here. Now, explain the reasoning behind each suggestion. Okay, I want that. It's important for me because I want to see how the bot reasons so I can spot hallucinations more quickly, right? So you can see, you know, this. So this is like the overall direction. It's not the specific step-by-step instruction. It's just overall what the bot should always do. And then we've got step-by-step instructions. I won't go through all of them, right? But basically, you know, it's got to introduce itself. It's got to go one step at a time. First, it's got to understand the journal conventions, as we saw, right? I put some things in capital letters just to make it even clearer to the bot. I don't have scientific evidence that that's definitely helps, but I've seen really experienced prompt engineers point to that aspect, so I do the same and I just put it in capital letters, right? Read model papers from that journal. That's the second thing that it's got to do. Then it's going to analyze those model papers and then, you know, combine it with the journal conventions to give me like the guidelines, right? Ask to upload the paper, ask me about my goals, okay? And then show me categorized feedback, okay? And then, you know, you can invent whatever categories you want. I've got overall feedback, so like the summary, right? I've got novelty, because that's a crucial thing that peer reviewers are looking for. Is this paper really novel? Is that novelty highlighted? The limitations. Peer reviewers are always looking and criticizing the limitations of the paper, so that's key. The contributions, also key, right? Does it follow journal conventions? The study design, because peer reviewers will be criticizing the study design and data analysis, right? And my results, discussion, conclusion, any structural suggestions or academic language, okay? So that's basically how this bot is created, right? And this allows you to really get into the reviewer's mind to be able to really get, you know, almost 100% acceptance rate in Q1 journals, as our clients at Published Researcher have. Now, if you want to know how to exactly produce 3 or more papers every single year and how to build published researcher systems that allow you to be more productive, watch this video next.